Hey guys, welcome back to some crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about Atom, Luna, NIA, FTM top formation, and we'll basically review the top three coins: BTC, Ethereum, and BNB. Okay, so if you have any other alt you want me to review, right, before the during the weekly update, let me know so I can include it in the weekly update, right? So now, when we take a look at the atom, we talk about atom right here, breaking the macro trend line, right around like a $20 to a 22 dollars. All these moving averages at the same time, 21, 50, and 100. They basically, shifting down. So it is indicating a top formation. We did talk about the top formation right here back in January, right around like 43 and $21, $22 being the top formation support. It held well and pushed back up to like a 33, so 50% move, just like most of these alt. After they retest like their temporary support, they push back up 50 to 6% move. We talk about it on FTM. So what we're looking at right now, it is the next Fibonacci. If we want to take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci's, right, so we could be using the all-time low right here, dollar, right? And right now it is at 382, but since like we did have a temporary support at $20, it could break the 236 and be looking forward to a retest like a 382 right here, right around the July lows right here. So it could even go down all the way down to $8, but I think like 11 to $9 could be a temporary support to keep an eye on in Q2 if it capitulates, or if even like if the trend continues to be making like lower highs, okay, something like that. Okay, down the road, it could be a range we could be looking for. So it is still in a downtrend over the next like possibly a few days or even weeks. Okay, so the macro trend line is broken, so we could be looking for 11 to $9 in the next like a few weeks or month. Okay, so next one going to be Luna. So Luna, we talk about the top formation. Once again, another 3D top formation where price action breaks below the 3D 21 and tries to get back above it and fail to get back above it. And at the same time, MACD fails to cross bullish. So most of the time, it is a very powerful top formation, especially if you get a very powerful, divergence on your 3D MACD. You got your crossover right here, another crossover right there. You take a look at your R side right here, lower highs, right? The first high back in mid-December, and we got another lower high right around the late March. Okay, so we could be looking for a double top, double bottom. It could possibly be a continuation pattern like that, but it is too soon to say it is going to be continuing. So we can't just say, okay, we got a double top, double bottom, and we're going to continue. It could be a double top, double bottom, a potential three-way move, right, and a even a reversal again to the downside. Okay, we've seen it on Zcash. Okay, let's take a look at Zcash really quickly. Right here. So Zcash did not completely retest the bottom, the top right here, but it retested within 90%. Okay, so you got your double top right here, double bottom. You can see like got a three-way move. That's the one Craig was talking about. Okay, this flat correction on the macro scale and the zigzag formation right here. So I think I mentioned it right a few days ago or even weeks ago regarding the 3D, the MACD crossing negative. Okay, so it could be a continuation pattern, right, to the downside to retest support. Since BTC is weak, right, the double top, double bottom on the macro view might not be a continuation pattern since BTC is weak, and we're getting a crossover right here. So we could expect support for Zcash, right, to be somewhere around like a 50 if we break the support area right here, $80. Okay, but it was a nice double top, double bottom, or macro, reaccumulation phase. But the pullback right here basically changed everything. Okay, did not basically give us a strong pullback to the upside. So let's go back to Luna. So Luna USDT, the bottom range support going to be 48 to $44, somewhere around like the yearly lows right there. Okay, January lows. All right, if we break the especially if we break the weekly 21 EMA. Even on a weekly basis, we're starting to make a top formation. But Luna is very aggressive. When market pulls back up, it will pull back strongly. So until we break the weekly 21, even though it is below the 3D 21, if it breaks the weekly 21, it is going to create a stronger downtrend, just like Matic after breaking the weekly 21. You can see like Matic right now, it is nearly at around the weekly 100 EMA. That's why I was not basically very bullish when Matic was like around like a 2.9, $2.83 range, because it created a double top. It could basically, we could anticipate a double top, double bottom back then, saying like, okay, Matic could be losing steam, and going to $7, $6 would have been nice, but it wouldn't worth the risk. A 2x versus a potential 80% pullback regarding the if you basically analyze it based on the top formation. Okay, so Luna, just to recap it, right? The big support going to be right here, 48 to $44, right? Once again, it is not to say it will basically create this move and pump it upside. We'll have to reanalyze it once we get to in this range of 48 to 44 dollars. Okay, so next one going to be near USDT. So near, we did have we having a round trip with near. Okay, on the way up we talked about near when it was $10, right? And right here, we talked about it before it pushed it upside on the lower degree regarding the double top, double bottom consolidation right here. We talk about it. Okay. So target was just about like a $14 to $15, right? $13.5 to $15, right? It even pumped all the way up to like a $20. So, and created a distribution top right here. Did not retest the absolute top. Sometimes you don't get the absolute top. Sometimes you can just wick to the upside, right? So Luna, it is coming down to the trend line support right here. So if it breaks this trend line support, right, we could be looking for the macro trend line support right here for Luna. I mean for NIA. Okay, it doesn't have a long history like 2016, 15, and all that good stuff, but it is good enough to rely on, right? Temporary support 10.5 to right here 950, right? If it breaks it, we got the $6 to $7 support. Okay, strong divergence, right? When you take a look at it on the 3D with the 3D MACD and the 3D RSI, price double top breaking below the 3D 21. That's what we were anticipating. That's why when it was right around like a 14.5, $15, I was saying like, okay, the 2D is already negative, right? The 2D is negative right here, and we're breaking below the 2D 21. Most likely the 3D will follow. So the trend for near is not near. Okay, is nowhere near the support trend line in terms of RSI. Okay, in terms of RSI, it could temporarily, okay, get a bounce off the trend line support right there. Okay, but we will discuss it once we get more data regarding it has a nice chart to follow, even if you use the RSI. Sometimes some of these chart you can't use the RSI because the RSI is not going to give you a very confident trade setup, right? But if you take a look at NIA right here, I wasn't following it. I just started to follow NIA right here when it was $10. But before then, I was not basically even paying attention to it. But after, I took a look at the chart. I was like, okay, it has a nice chart to easily spot some directional moves. Okay. Okay, so near 9.5, 10.5 going to be the temporary support. I will do a in-depth analysis for near, but I just wanted to make it a short update, right? So next one going to be FTM. FTM, we got a round trip on FTM too. So if you've been following us long enough, FTM, we did have a long history with it, right? Since like November 2020 when FTM was right here. Okay, not FTM USD, but FTM BTC. Okay, when it was like a 100 sats, right? It even dumped like 50% after that. Okay, but I was convinced. Okay, the chart was looking good with a double top with a parabolic downtrend. Okay, but let's just focus on FTM USD for now. Okay, so macro trend line is like that, right? So it is near, right, the temporary support right here, 70 73 to 69. We just hit 75. So the next support going to be 50 to 55. And we talked about it back then, back in January or February, something like that, but a while back, maybe more than 6 weeks, right? So as you can see right here, we could be looking for next temporary support to be 50 to a 50, 55 to a 50 cents. Okay, nice divergence, no sign of reversal yet. Always, I keep saying it. These are basically negative momentum right there. It is very bearish. Okay, this one actually got a cross up, right? But you can see it like, let's take a look at it in a let's take a look at it on a 7D basis, on a weekly basis, right here. Yeah, this one got a crossover slightly, but it is the same concept. Okay, the curvature right here. That's what you basically got to be careful. Got to be careful of. Okay, whenever you see the curvature, something like that. Okay, when you see something like that, you can see like it pumped back then all the way up to an all-time high, right? So the trend is down. We talked about it a few weeks or even like a month ago when it was like around like a $2 back in January. Okay, so the top formation was clear, just like Nia. Okay, if you take a look at Nia, it is creating the same top formation. If you take a look at Luna, right? I know Luna got a lot of hype, but sometimes when we get a macro downtrend, the hype right going to get killed. Okay, meaning like bears don't care about hype, right? So you can see the top formation we got right here, right? That's the same top formation we created on FTM USDT. Okay, you can see the top formation right here already, right? Created right here, right? So Luna could be making a similar move, like something like that. I know most people are going to be like, "Oh, Luna cannot drop 50% and all that good stuff," but Luna in back in May, it dropped a lot. Okay, it dropped like nearly 85%. Okay, not Luna, but Phantom. Okay, let's take a look at Luna. Looking at Luna USDT in May. If you take a look at it right here, yeah, it dropped 80%. Okay, 80% in May, just about like 79 to 80%, depending on how you want to draw it. Okay, if you take it from the March highs, right? Yes, it dropped like more than 80%. So yeah, Luna can make those moves. Okay, any of these alt, okay, can make those moves like in a heartbeat. If XRP drops like from 350 down to like a 10 cents, that's over like a 95%. Any other alt can do that. Okay, any other, if either drop like from 1400 all the way down to $80, that's over 90%, 95%, right? So any other alt outside the top two, top three can do that. Okay, maybe BTC won't drop like 95% and all that good stuff, but we will discuss BTC later on. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. So BTC USDT. So as we've been saying on the we will focus on the macro view. Okay, right here. So as we've been saying on the macro view, right, the monthly 21 EMA going to be quite important. I don't know if we're going to close below it. That's a big challenge. As I've been saying, right, it will be supporting the price just like what happened right here. So are we going to basically bounce off the 21 EMA again and push back up to 46, 48 next month in May? That's possible, but it doesn't look probable as of now. Maybe if we get more data in the next like a couple of weeks, right, by mid-May, right, we could say, hey, it could be retesting the 48 and all that good stuff, right? But as of now, it looks like bears want to be, want to be decisive and break the 21 EMA. It is not confirmed yet. It has to basically, it has to break it before we get 100% confirmation. It will break it. And we talk about the next macro support. It is going to be the monthly 50. Are we going to get there in May? I don't know. June, I don't know. But we could get there in the next like a few months if we break the 21 EMA. Okay. So timing the market, like when we're going to get where we want to get or where we should get or where we could get, that's the hardest part. Okay, the only thing we could focus on is like the directional move. The direction is down as of now. It could even do something like that. Okay, like that, just like Phantom. Okay, and retest the monthly, and even later on retest the 100 EMA if the 100 EMA moves much faster. I mean, if price action moves slow and the 100 EMA catch up later on, let's say in 2023, who knows? Okay, so we don't know. We know the directional as of now it is down, but the volatility, that's what we cannot predict. Okay, so but we know if we break the 21, the next big support, it is going to be the monthly 50 in terms of moving averages. It's not going to be a straight shot. It could take a temporary support right here at 30K and move sideways, right? And some of these alt could bounce back up, like what happened after we hit the monthly 21 EMA back in March. If you remember back in March, when BTC hit the monthly 21 EMA, bounced back up late March. Most of these alt, okay, they push back up 50 to 80%. Some of them push back up like 100%. That could be possible if we hit like, let's say 30K and get a short-term bounce, right? 15-20% back up to 35K, 37K area. Right, we could see alt to recover temporarily, but the most important thing to keep an eye on is like the trend. It is still down. No, like I don't see any like a alt season like 100x, 50x, and all that. Right now, it is time to basically refocus, right? And basically keep an eye on your coins you want to reaccumulate on the macro view and accumulate them on the downtrend, because time, it is still on our side, right? As long as basically BTC macro trend on a yearly basis, it is still staying intact, meaning like making like high lows over the next like a few years, it will eventually break above like the 57 on a quarterly basis, right? And alt could go crazy. Remember, alt will not go 100x, right? Unless BTC breaks all-time high. Yes, some of them will go like a 10x before BTC breaks all-time high. And if BTC breaks all-time high, they can go another 10x, right? That's give them 100x. But some of these alt, they go like 100x after BTC breaks all-time high, like Dogecoin. Okay, it pumped like, let's take a look at Doge. Something like, I don't think I talked about before, but some of these alt, right, they break out crazily. Okay, if you take a look at alt in Dogecoin in January, take a look at it. It pumped like 100x. January, BTC already broke all-time high in November. Okay, so 2 months, 3 months later, these alt will basically, this alt, would go crazy, something like that after BTC breaks all-time high. Even if you go back to 2016, I just don't have time, like, because we already got 17 minutes, right? So even if you go back to 2017, 2016, right after BTC breaks all-time high right here, right? January 2017, March 2017, right there, that's when alt started to go crazy. March, April, yes, some of these alt, they front ran the bull run and started breaking out like a January, but most of the alt, okay, 90% of the alt back then started to break out like March, April. Okay, some of them started pretty much very early, but as you know, okay, everything cannot basically move together at the same time. Like even in 2021, right? Some of these alt, they broke out like in November. If you guys remember, I've been talking about like the first week of November, right? 2020. That's when like a sushi, Litecoin bottom around like a 50 cent and $50. Okay, sushi and Litecoin, and some of these alt like SNX started breaking out. Also, you can go back and take a look at the chart because I was talking about those coins back then. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether. So Ether, it is a coin to follow once again for the next like a 5 to 10, 20 years, right? So keep an eye on it. We got to keep an eye on Ether. Okay, right now it is still holding pretty strong around like a 2800 range. So it hasn't yet broken the monthly 200 EMA, not even there yet. So monthly 200 EMA going to be the temporary support. We just don't have enough history for Ether regarding the 50 regarding the 100 EMA, but we will start to follow it because it could be very useful for the next like a bull market, okay, or even for the next bottom formation and the next uptrend, because we don't know yet, how Ether going to be structure, right? How Ether will structure the bottom formation. Let's say it could be a zigzag formation right here, and having to basically struggle to break the 50 EMA, just like what happened right here. We don't know yet, but we will basically analyze it over the next like a few months and all that good stuff. But Ether, keep an eye on it, right? Monthly 21, and we talk about the Ether support right all the way down to the 1700 range. So the Ether trend, it is still downward as of now, right? We will discuss it once again during the weekly analysis. All right. Hopefully, Trading View will allow me to update it because it's more than 20 minutes, right?